Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is petplatypus here. Time to review a couple more episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho, episodes 89 and then 90. That's right, 90 episodes into Yu Yu Hakusho. I mean, I haven't seen 90 yet, but 89. This episode was actually fairly and thoroughly awesome. The story progression, not very big, admittedly, but the pacing was actually quite solid. The animation was good. And I'm just going to summarize. It's essentially a little bit more of Yusuke versus Shinobu. A lot of Kuwabara talking about Yusuke and flashbacks of kind of how their relationship and friendship has grown and from a rivalry to a friendship and everything. And it's a little bit of Hiei and Kurama getting in, and they end up breaking out finally. Kuwabara is able to push his power to the limit and unlock the sword. He breaks out. But Yusuke seems to have been killed in action, KIA. And it was actually really emotional and really well done. The music was very well timed with the scenes. Really good presentation. There was one moment where Kuwabara cut open the dimension and it like froze for a really prolonged period of time. That was kind of weird. I guess that was weird pacing. Like, I thought the video froze for a second. Literally the episode had just, like, stopped, and I was like, wait, something, like, wrong? Like, do I have to, like, reload? Like, what the hell? But yeah, it was cool, though. Not that part in particular. If it had not lasted that long, it would have been fine. It was weird that it stayed for that long, but yeah, really good presentation, really good art direction. The emotion was really there. There was one moment where Kuwabara, like, cried and the tears fell and they, like, splashed and made, like, a sparkling noise. That was kind of cheesy. That took me out of it for a second. But Yusuke taking that shot, and it seems like he's dead, and Kuwabara's like, oh, you're just fucking around. You're getting back at me for the Toguro stuff. And, Hiei and Kurama are just kind of there watching, and they're ready to fight Sensui, and the thing's about to open, and little freaking Pooh is down for the count, and Kuwabara's sister is scared, and like the amount of tension and drama and emotion in this episode and in this whole arc overall is just so good. This is easily the best arc in Yu Yu Hakusho by far. So I really like this arc. It's got a few things that are weird. Like, I mean, the pacifier at the end of the day was extremely pointless, but whatever, I guess. I don't know what's gonna happen with green-haired dude either. Green-haired, Sensui fucking fanboy dude. Dude who's gay for Sensui. I don't know what's gonna happen to him. I'm assuming he came out of that, dimension as well, but I don't know if they're gonna have to fight him as well, or if he'll just kind of sit back and let Sensui handle it. But yeah, Sensui, again, or Shinobu, whatever you want to call him, again, he's acting like the Sensui we already saw. A little bit different. He kills Yusuke, quote-unquote. We don't know if he's dead. Well, you guys know. I don't know if he's dead, but when he kills him, he's all like, oh, I don't feel anything about this. It's just kind of sad that someone else had to die. And it seems like Kuwabara and Kurama and Hiei are about to absolutely fucking destroy Sensui. I mean, I don't know if they'll absolutely destroy him, but they're ready to go in and fight for Yusuke. And yeah, I don't know if Yusuke died. I could honestly see this being the last arc in the series. I can tell that it isn't. There's no way this arc is going to go to all the way to 112. I just don't see it getting all the way that far. That's a lot more episodes, but so I think it's safe to say Yusuke is going to live or be brought back again, because there's no way he would die. Or maybe the final arc will be a short arc that's kind of them going on a journey to bring him back to life. They have to fulfill some kind of task to bring him back. Something like that. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I still don't know how they're going to beat Sensui. I mean, altogether, maybe they're strong enough. If he can turn into Yoko Kurama and Hiei uses the Black Dragon and Kuwabara uses his sword. I don't know how much sword... I don't know. Excuse me, got my words mixed up. I don't know how much damage that sword can do, like, on its own. I don't know what its, like, destructive capacity is, or if it can just cut through dimensions. But I think they might finish this. Maybe Yusuke will get healed. I don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of weird that Yusuke wouldn't finish off the main villain. But then again, this is Togashi, and Hunter x Hunter has a lot of stuff where the main villain isn't really taken out by Gon or anything like that. So You know, maybe a little bit of his Hunter x Hunter. You know, this is kind of the precursor to Hunter x Hunter. Maybe a little bit less conventional shonen. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas out there, throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks. But yeah, I fucking thought this episode was great. Just demonstrating the development of Kuwabara and Yusuke's friendship and rivalry over the time that they've known each other. The emotional core, even Hiei and Kurama saying the things that they said and everything. Possible death of the main character. Even though he'll most likely come back, it's still a pretty big deal. So yeah, he might not even be dead, but it seems like he is. At the very least, he's teetering on the verge of death and life, and maybe Koenma will do something. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely want to see where things are going. It's looking really bad for the main characters. I mean, yeah, they're free from the dimension, and yeah, they can fight Sensui, but it's still looking really bad with the portal almost open and everything, but for entertainment value, it's definitely a solid 9 to 9.5 out of 10 for sure. Looking at it objectively, I'd probably still sit it around an 8.5 to like an 8.8. Definitely an above grade episode. Almost an amazing episode of Yu Yu Hakusho from an objective standpoint. But in terms of entertainment, I loved it. 9.5. Great, fantastic episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. I really, really liked it. Some of the best presentation I've seen in the entire series. Since probably the Genkai death in the Dark Tournament arc, which I believe I gave like an 11 out of 10. This one doesn't hit quite that hard. There isn't quite, you know, the combination of cool action plus character development plus, you know, character death and everything, because, you know, Yusuke might come back or whatever. Genkai at the time, we didn't know if she'd come back. So, not quite an 11 out of 10, but definitely a fucking great episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. So, let's see what happens in episode 90. Okay, you guys. So, episode 90 of Yu Yu Hakusho. This episode was pretty damn good as well. To summarize the episode, Yusuke is seemingly dead, and Kuwabara, Kurama, and Hiei are not pleased at all. Apparently Kurama, due to, like, demon energy running amok, he was able to basically reskin himself to look like his Yoko Kurama form. His power is a little bit stronger, but he really hasn't fully transformed. It was kind of weird. But it's whatever, I guess. Hiei does some cool-ass Darkness Dragon Flame. Slams it into Sensui, but he's able to hold it off with his Sacred Energy, of course. OP as fuck. Gets thrown into the portal. Bunch of demons get destroyed by the blast of the dragon. They end up following him into the demon portal. They're going in, they're going to Demon World to settle this. Kuwabara cuts the Kekai barrier, which was a bad idea, but he does have a cool line where he talks about using Sensui's skull as an urn for Yusuke's ashes. That was kind of cool. No idea if that's how it was said in the Japanese version or not. It could just be an English dub thing, but it was cool. And they're free-falling into Demon World, and it was kind of cool how, you know, they couldn't get through the barrier because their power was too high at that point. The barrier would reject them. But Kuwabara cuts it to let Hiei and Kurama through, and they fall down to Demon World. Oh yeah, since we can fly, by the way, and they're gonna fight on some place like something about being headless, some kind of like plateau for like decapitation or something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but you know, whatever. Spot in Demon World, tiny, minuscule world building. I don't know, whatever. On King Yema's side, we actually get to see him in full. He looks kind of funny, but I dig his look. He's cool. He has like this special force of dudes that are like trained for these kinds of jobs. We've never heard about these guys before, but I guess they weren't needed. There was never this dire of a situation, so I guess it's okay. But he was talking shit about Yusuke, dude. Like, he was talking mad shit about Yusuke. Being like not able to finish this job, and like Koenma made a mistake recruiting Yusuke, and that makes me think Yusuke is gonna have to do something, or his friends are gonna have to do something, because you don't just talk shit about someone like that, like the main character, put them down like that, like the underdog, and then they don't actually achieve anything. But yeah, the Special Defense Force, I was hoping these would be like a unique group of characters. No, they look pretty fodder-ish. They probably won't be fodder, they're probably fairly strong, but I doubt they'll be able to beat Sensui. And, they engage in combat with Sensui, and elephant in the room, Sensui's armor. It's fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Sensui's armor mode that he put on looks really dumb. The shoulder pads, the weird pointy helmet thing. No, I'm not digging the look of this armor at all. Not a fan. I think it looks really dumb. Doesn't take me out of it completely. Doesn't ruin the scenes for me, but I do think he looks pretty dumb in that armor. But the armor, hey, it's fucking effective, so what the fuck, He's blocking off Dragon of the Darkness Flame swords, and he's brushing aside Kurama, and he did dodge Kuwabara. He dodged Kuwabara's sword, so that might mean something. Could mean nothing, but that might mean something, because he didn't want to get struck by it. Because when Hiei struck him with a Dragon of the Darkness Flame sword, he just took its shoulder. He was like, yeah, what's up? And he just blew him aside. And with Kurama, he just kind of countered him before he got the chance to attack in full. But with Kuwabara, he dodged the sword, so that might mean something. But the episode didn't really point it out in any way, so it might be nothing, but just a little theory. But the combat itself was fairly okay. He's beating the shit out of them, even all three of them together, with Hiei and Kurama being at A class. His S class Sacred Energy is just too much. If the Defense Force came in and beat him, I mean, they're just so random and out of nowhere. Like, it feels like a Deus Ex Machina, like this thing that we had no idea even existed is just going to come in and clean shit up when the main characters couldn't. It's just, I don't know, if we already knew who they were, and they were like foreshadowed for a while, and it's like, okay, now we finally got to put these guys in action, that'd be okay, but with no foreshadowing, I don't know. But I feel like Yusuke is going to have to do something after getting his, having King Yema talk shit about him. But I don't know. They're ready to fight this dude to the death. Even Hiei is. Kurama points that out. So, showcasing a little bit of development on Hiei's part. But yeah, I pretty much really enjoyed this episode. Kuwabara cutting the barrier. He pretty much had to get them on the other side to help him fight, even though they're still not going to win. Or if they do win, it's going to be a really hard victory. I mean, there's no way Kuwabara could have done it on his own. They better hope they can close that portal, because if they can't close that portal, the barrier's open. So as long as the portal gets closed, they might be okay, I think. I'm not really sure how this is all going to wrap up, but hopefully it wraps up in a good way. Hopefully it's not going to have like a million questions and be really stupid or anything like that. But yeah, I like this episode a lot. I'd probably give it around an 8 out of 10. The combat was cool. Them free-falling into Demon World was cool. Kurama's freaking plant glider thing was pretty awesome. So, yeah. Dragon of the Darkness Flame twice. I think the Dragon of the Darkness Flame is a really cool move. We got to see it twice, even though it didn't really do anything either times. But, still, enjoyable episode. Still want to see where everything goes. Definitely my favorite arc in the series, by far. And, yeah, like I said, can't wait to see what happens next. So, pretty sure that's everything in the episode. My next Yu Yu Hakusho review, I kind of want to show you guys something cool. I'm not going to say what it is. Don't want to overhype it. It's nothing like absolutely mind-blowing or amazing, and I'm not even sure if I'll be able to find it. But if I can find it, I'm going to show you guys something. Because it was kind of cool. It's just something I remembered that I had that I thought I'd show you guys, if I can find it, for my next Yu Yu Hakusho review. So, yeah, a little teaser there, Don't want to overhype it. It's nothing like mind-blowing or anything. It's just kind of cool. But, I'll show you that, and I'll review more episodes fairly soon. So, yeah. Would I give this episode like a 8 out of 10? Yeah, 8 out of 10. Great episode of Yu Yu Hakusho. And I will see you guys later. That's pretty much all I have to say. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of these episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.